Hello, and welcome to the channel, Ruckosaurus Rex, where we review and discuss all things dinosaur and other prehistoric animals. How have you guys been? When last we left off, we were reviewing the How Long Good Pentaceratops, and I told you guys that I was awaiting the arrival of some sauropods, and two of them came in. And they're from Rebor. You see what it is in front of you. It's the Diplodocus. And we get two different versions. And it's wild because they're essentially the same sculpt. The only differences are that one comes with the mouth open and the other the mouth closed. They both have bendy wire necks and tails, but other than that, it's essentially the same sculpt. You see what we got there? We've got Stargazer on our left and Catch the Rainbow on our right. Stargazer is the male Diplodocus, whereas Catch the Rainbow, I'm just going to call it a rainbow, is the female. They're both at true 1/35th scale. I already have Stargazer out of the packaging, so you can see what it looks like complete. I'm going to show you Rainbow in packaging so you can see how they both came equipped. But yeah, let's get that started without further ado. I figured I'd only use one set of packaging to show what's on the back. Don't need to have two here. So you see what's going on here in the back. We've got all of the models that Rebor's come up with since 2014, considerable amount. We see looks like right quick 21 different models there, with some being duplicates. So yeah, pretty good. They've been doing their thing for a while now. They've got some very nice models, and some of the models were designed to serve as dioramas, and those came out to look pretty nice as well. And here we've got our Diplodocus on our rotating platter, and thank goodness for the bendy tail and neck, because if not, this would not have been possible to get, and it still technically isn't. I don't have the model completely in the frame of the camera, but for this I've got it. You see, I've got the neck and the tail bent inward to try to mitigate its size. But trust me when I tell you that this beast is genuine, bona fide 1/35 scale, and I am happy about that. You see the coloration, you see how nice it looks. This is just a work of art. A curious accessory, but this came with the Diplodocus, and I'm sure that when I open up the other one, I'll see another of these. Yeah, it's pretty good. I guess I'll find some use for it in the creation of a diorama. And here's an old Rebor favorite. We get this informational card that shows, we get information there on one side. We got 3 paragraphs worth. And then at the bottom, we have a skull of a Diplodocus, some vertebrae on the right side, and then we have a silhouette with the skeleton of the Diplodocus, and some humans next to it, so you can get an idea how large this animal was. And speaking of size, let's go ahead and get that out of the way right now. I've got to stand up for this one and take a measurement of this bad boy. This thing is incredible. As you can tell, there's no way I'm going to be able to do it completely in screen, so you're going to have to take my word for it. And what I get here, it's coming in at about 32 feet, but I think it's a little bit longer. My angle is wrong. And if I'm not mistaken, it's listed at about 33 inches. They talk about it in centimeters, but it translates, I believe it's like 33.5 inches long. If you do your calculations to estimate what size this animal represents, it comes out to 97 feet, which is right there with they estimated Diplodocus to be. Diplodocus was once thought to be the longest dinosaur ever, but that was until they started discovering titanosaurs. When they started discovering critters in like Argentina and places where the dinos were growing, I mean enormous, not just in length, but in girth and size, the whole nine. That's why they have the category, subcategory of titanosaurs. But Diplodocus here, which is the type species for the name, everything that has similarities with this creature falls under the Diplodocus family, like Apatosaurus, Brontosaurus. They're all part of the Diplodocus family, but they're not as long as Diplodocus by a good measure. I believe Diplodocus has got Apatosaurus beat by, I want to say, at least 15 to 20 feet, if not a little bit more. Yeah, I believe, Apatosaurus grew to about 75, maybe 80 feet, 75, 73 to 75 feet. So Diplodocus definitely got it beat at its high end, so about 22 feet longer than an Apatosaurus or Brontosaurus. So that is just crazy right there. Something that's good, and I'm going to try to zoom in if I can. There we go, and still stay focused if I can. It looks like I'll have to adjust a little bit. Now, getting it out of focus. When you have critters this large, you kind of go unorthodox. So I'm out of my comfort zone with these reviews, because I'm trying to, when you're dealing with this large and can't get it all in, you got to do what you got to do. Now, the reason I zoomed in to the torso is because the way how the Diplodocus came packaged was in 3 sections, and you'll see that when I unleash the other one, Rainbow. And I just wanted to show you, now that I'm looking, I mean, you can see where the seams are, but if you're not checking for them, they kind of sort of just melt into the sculpt. And I think that that's pretty nice that we were able to get that going on. Zoom out again so we can get our guy. And yeah, it's a very, very nice figure. Let me, this is just a lot here. So what I'm going to do is I'll be back, and we're going to start from the head and work our way down so we can see some detail. And that's going to be quite an endeavor too, because I've got limited space here at the station. So anyway, enough with all of that. Let's just get to it. And we're back with the head as close as I dare get it so it can stay in focus. But I think that's still good enough for you to be able to see the nice detail in that head sculpt. This is the male. It's got the mouth open. You've got the nice ridge right here. That's got a more brownish color at the top there, and you could see the eyes. And since it's bendy wire, I can actually cheat and turn the head to more or less face the camera so you can get that frontal view, and then I'll tilt it a little bit so you can see the nostrils. At least I hope you can. And yeah, and then I'll go back. You see it's got a brownish color, a caramel kind of brownish color, and then you've got the a darker brown for the striping. You see you've got the spines going on along the neck. A lot of Diplodocus illustrations show that. And we've got scoots and everything going along the sides of the neck right there. A pair of adjacent scoots going on. Please excuse that horn. Somebody is having trouble getting in their vehicle. But continuing on, going down. we get to the neck, where the neck meets the torso, and this is where you connect the neck up. And like I said, it looks pretty seamless until you really stare at it. Those scoots continue to go down. The spines still all nice and consistent. In terms of the body, you see the coloration we have there. It's pretty nice. We've got some decent scalation and the line work that's go there. And looking at the feet, you have that same consistent coloration. Look at the opposite side, the right forelimb. You've got that thumb. I'll tilt it. Hopefully you can see it. I better go the other way to make it easy. Yeah, there you go. That's better. You can see the thumbs. And once again, forgive this, guys. This guy is so big. And then you see the paddings on the feet and the claws on the hind limbs. And then as far as the hind limbs are concerned, nice and muscular. You see we've got nice folds of skin there as this leg is being pushed off of. It was already planted. And then going down the tail, here we go. This is where we get really problematic. But we have the same thing. The pair of scoots going down and the spines and the tail continues to taper and taper and taper. And there you go. I'm turning it around and coming back. Coming back if I can. Taper. Getting out of focus now. Getting out of focus now. So there we go. We're back in focus. Taper. Taper. Apologies again, guys. This is just crazy. I'm setting it down because I've got to readjust my hand. Here we go. Got to go up. Once again, I'm running out of room. So you see what we got going on there. And I'm going to turn him back around because I have more room on my right side than I do on my left. And I'm getting out of focus. Okay, I'm back in focus. And I think that's enough of that. I'm going to zoom out, A, and B, get him in some poses that can get the Diplodocus more in frame. And here we go. You see how great you can you can bend the tail and the neck. So that's very good. That'll help in terms of space considerations for sure. Very, very nice. I was speaking on how long Diplodocus was. I should mention too that despite its length, it was also one of the more lightly built sauropods ever, not just of the Jurassic, but period. You know, its length, it was very long. In fact, that's what Diplodocus means, because how long the neck and the tail are respectively. Diplodocus means double beam, and because it looked like you have two beams poking out of this large mass. But as far as sauropods go, it was lightly built. It weighed up to between 15 to 20 tons, which is for a sauropod pretty light. But it was part of the dinos that ran in the Morrison Formation, so it lived alongside Brachiosaurus, Brontosaurus, Apatosaurus, Camptosaurus, Stegosaurus, and predators, Ceratosaurus, and this guy, as I set him down, Allosaurus. And this is a PNSO Allosaurus, Lucas the Allosaurus from PNSO. And this is true 1/35th scale. This Allosaurus represents a 29-foot long animal. Allosaurus ranged from 28 to about 33 feet long. And this is right there in the midst of that scale. So, like I said before, Rebor really did us justice with these Diplodocus models. They are in bona fide genuine 1/35th scale, and they managed to do it without having a crazy long box because it's broken up into 3 segments. And here we have Rainbow as she's still in her packaging. You see what the material used to house their figures, and as I thought we did get another one of these plants. I'll move that to the side so you can get a better look at how the dino is packed. The tail comes already bendied, so you remove that, and you see right there that looks like that. So then I'll take the plastic off, and you see the bendy wire tail and how it connects up. Next, we have to take out the torso because the neck is, I guess they're both coming out at the same time. So then I'll set the torso down and remove the neck from its plastic. And as you can see, this mouth is closed, which is the basically the only difference between the two models. Set that down, and then finally remove the plastic from the torso, and that's what you have right there. I will remove the oh boy, something's sticking to my base there. That was unexpected, but we're still moving on, keeping on. So yeah, how you assemble, pretty self-explanatory. Just grab an end and push it in. You got to give it a little love there. This one is a little bit more difficult than the first go around. There we go. Oh, I still need to get it in a little bit more. And that's how the head and neck go in. Then as far as the tail goes, I'll bend it out a little bit so I can apply more leverage to sticking the tail in. The tail went in a lot easier than the neck did. And there you go. Let me bend the neck so I can get her in the shot. And there it is. It's Rainbow. And here we have both Stargazer and Rainbow in the shot. And I think that's a good place to end this right there. Incredible, incredible models right here. True 1/35 scale. The length on and cracking. Over 33 inches long. This is it's an incredible addition to anyone's collection. And if you're a stickler for 1/35 scale, accurate 1/35 scale like I am, then this will definitely do you justice. You will not be mad. You will be very happy with this. And yeah, I can't wait until I get the Apatosaurus and see how that measures up. That's also supposed to be true 1/35 scale. So it should be a little bit more massive than these guys and a little bit shorter at the same time, if it's going to be accurate at all. But yeah, the coloration, the accuracy, they come with thumbs on their forelimbs, which a lot of times that gets left out on sauropods. No matter how accurate the scale is or not, they usually get that kind of messed up. But it's all good here. The scalation, the scoots, the spines, everything, the tapering tail, and of course the bendy wire in the tail of the neck, so you can pose these differently. They don't have to look like they're just you know, the same model with just different heads. You can just change them up so that they can have their own unique poses on your shelf, and that's always a good thing. And what's also a good thing is that you guys have hung with me. I appreciate you all, and yeah, thanks for hanging around and watching this review of the Rebor Diplodocus, both Stargazer and Catch a Rainbow. Thanks, guys.